Alright, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Last time, Oishi and Tomoe combined stopped Utaka's offense and trying to nab Shion, so good defense right there. Let's just continue. Oh? Oishi stretched his body out and took a deep breath. He turned his eyes and suddenly noticed a long-awaited guest coming in through the entrance. Oh, the cavalry have arrived. That's good. I thought he would arrive later, honestly. Kind of arriving early before anything crazy happened.
遅くなってすみません。例の件ですが、おかげで動きがありました。
Nice. Love to hear it. Then Oishi casually guided Akasaka to another room. After confirming nobody else was around, Akasaka moved in close and spoke.
司法取引で明日中にでも結論を出せるそうです。
Oh shit.
かなりの大物が動いていたので、内心どうなることかと思いましたが。
It's another timer. They got 2 timers now, though this one might be more, like, important for the Tokyo side.
そいつはひょっとして
It's all
つ
ogre.
い先日にテレビで報道された例の政治家ですか？
ええ。確かに。あれくらいの地位にあるやつが黒幕なら、
This is
公安の捜査に圧力をかけることができたのも頷けます。
This is the guy from the Tomoe arc thing, right?
とはいえ私たちは、仮にも次期首相候補と目されていた実力者が、こんなリスクの高いプロジェクトに関わるわけがないと、当初は思っていました。しかし、奴はそれに飽き足らず、プロジェクトを立ち上げた亡き清少の金脈を独り占めにして、さらに権力を拡大しようと目論んでいた。もっともその野望も、今回の逮捕で夢物語となり果てましたがね。そして、高野美代を動かそうとしていた連中は、敵対勢力であるそいつを排除するのが目的だったようです。しかし、逮捕された今となっては、危険を冒してまで彼女を焚きつける理由がなくなった。ですから、おそらく高野美代のバックに控える黒幕どもは、このまま彼女を切り捨てて、
No point anymore.
フェードアウト。近いうちに連中は、強行を起こそうと起こすまいと、自分たちは今回の企てに無関係だと彼女たちに通達するでしょう。そう突き放されれば、高野美代も陰謀を実行したところで無駄だということを知って、諦めざるを得なくなる。
That's the one point I gotta disagree with. If anything, Takano is very, like, she does not give up. She's very forceful. I'm sure even if she gets abandoned, she'll still try to do something. I don't know what.
公安としても、結果として外事的に問題のあった政治家を排除できたので、彼らの以後の保身活動については黙認してやるつもりです。あくまで今回はですが。
Akasaka cynically smiled as he said that. They were probably performing a job similar to public security, but there was something he didn't like about them.
まあ、その顛末はまだ末端に行き渡っているわけではありませんから、抑止力が働くのは明日以降となります。それまでは、リカちゃんの身の保全を継続してお願いします。
Right, so yeah, still the timer.
私が動くよりも若い人たちがずっと積極的に頑張ってくれてますけどね。
Oishi happily laughed at his stomach shook as he said that. As long as those kids are involved, the future of Hinamizawa will be secured. Oishi was nearly at retirement age, so he was thinking that it was time for old soldiers to take their leave, but he still felt like all his hard work in Hinamizawa was worth it. Dun dun dun. As they left the room, Kumadai dashed over with a distraught look on his face.
何ですか、クマちゃん。 あんまり大声出すと一般市民の方まで驚いてしまうでしょうが。
それどころじゃないっす。あ、赤坂さんもちょうどいいっす。早く来てください。
Something's urgent.
何ですかあなたたちは。
It happened so suddenly. An armed mountain dog squadron charged into the clinic with Otonodi at the forefront. It was daytime on a weekday. Naturally, there were several patients sitting in the waiting room, but they were all forced out with no regard for their anxiety or curiosity about the situation. Oh shit, they're going full force. No hiding anything. And as they approached the door to the exam room, Irie stood up stunned, then rushed to stand in front of them.
どこへ行こうというんです。
It's a gambit.
そんな格好でこの先に立ち入ることは
They'd
私は
kill
許しません。
Rita. Then even if the plan's canceled, they still will probably do the emergency manual. Not for like other schemes, but just because like they kind of have to, because they believe the whole catastrophe will happen, right?
おい。はっ。何をする。
So they still have an opportunity. Otonodi called out to his subordinates behind like he wanted them to move an inanimate object rather than a person. Three of them surrounded Irie on all sides and forcefully pushed him on the floor.
こんな狼藉が許されるとでも。
案内してもらいます。北条聡子はここにおりますんで。
It happened after Satoto had fallen asleep, and just as I began to yawn at spending such a boring time here. A commotion suddenly came from the hallway outside, and I could hear a sound reminiscent of military boots hitting the floor. I thought I heard a faint scream, but the door widely swung open before I could determine if it came from Irie. From down here, I could only see their feet. I could slightly make out the hem of a white coat next to a set of military boots. The coat was undoubtedly belonged to Irie. And the man he was trying to resist had to be...
さとこちゃんは今絶対安静なんです。一体あなた方は何の目的で入院患者にこれだけ大勢で押しかけてきたというんですか。
おい。
Otonodi's voice rang out with no regard for what Irie was saying. Behind them I heard the clatter of something being set up, then brought inside. It was a basic stretcher.
正気ですか。
Ooh, maybe they're taking Satoto hostage and forcing Rika to come out?
彼女をここから連れ出して一体どこへ連れて行こうというんです。
答える必要はありませんな。私は上の命令で動いているだけに過ぎませんで。文句がありましたらそっちにお願いしますんで。
上？あなたの上とは一体誰のことです？
三叉ですわ。高の三叉に抗弁してください。
Damn. As Otonodi said that without any hesitation, Irie froze and looked terrified.
高の三叉ですって。バカな。彼女は死んだと昨日あなたが自分で報告してきたんでしょうが。
At least Irie is keeping up a good appearance here. Does make him look oblivious to being part of our squad.
しらばっくれるのはもうやめましょうな。
Never mind. Never mind. They figured it out. I thought it was a good job though.
何を。
所長、あんたにはスパイ疑惑がかかっています。これ以上こっちの行動に対して邪魔するようでしたら、反逆行為と
At
して
least they're not
拘束します
killing him right away.
よかですか。
Don't really have the luxury.
スパイ。私が。
Me?
何を根拠もなく。
フルで理科の失踪情報が東京本部に漏れたのは。
That is, I mean, it's not even him. It's actually either Tomotaki or like the stuff Atasato was doing. But it made sense, like from their perspective, for it to be Irie.
埋伏の毒とはよく言ったもんです。
So it's actually just kind of unlucky for him.
おい、 連れ出せや。
As he said that, the four men rushed the bed while pushing the stretcher. However, Irie continued resisting by standing in front of the men, with his back towards Satoto in the bed.
連れ出してどうするつもりです。この子に何の罪がある。この子が一体何をした。
But they're not police, bro. They don't care about crimes.
こんな非人道的なことを許されるとでも思ってるんですか。
北条聡子は R および
Yeah,
シオンの
it's a
重要
great
な
negotiation piece. I wasn't even thinking about the Shion angle, but yeah, this could also really bait Shion.
現在園崎シオンは R の行方について黙秘を続けていると言いますが、
Good play by Tatano. Some good chess going on here.
この娘の身柄と引き換えといえばどうなります？
この恥知らずども。
Shameless. Yeah, they're not having an honorable duel, bro. It's warfare. I respect
この子に少しでも
this.
触れてみろ。貴様ら全員ただで済むと思うな。
Damn you, Ray. This is bad. The situation has changed. The men surrounding Irie all at once and forced him down to his knees on the floor. Then a sound like a striking hammer rained out along with the breathtaking cry from Irie.
もう一度だけ言います。邪魔をするな。
私はこれでも医者だ。そんなことをたとえ命と引き換えでも認めるわけにはいかない。
そうですか。なら
Oh no, Irie. Run away, I'm begging you, go. At that
静
moment,
かにしていただけませんこと。
she
うる
woke
さく
up.
てよく眠れませんわ。
The Sotoko gambit, she just kind of gave herself up. It's kind of like the opposite of Matsuri Bayashi when Rita gave herself up and she was like ascending up the hole they went, or the well. It was almost kind of angelic. Now it's Sotoko's time. Just barely. I could hear a squeaking sound coming from the mattress overhead. No way, Sotoko?
さとこちゃん。
ほう。意識が戻っとったんですか。どういうことですね、所長。
今起きたところですわ。これだけギャーギャー騒がれては死人だってびっくりして飛び起きますわよ。
As she said that, Sotoko slowly got up from the bed and stood with her feet right in front of me.
大体情けないとは思いませんこと。こんな小さな診療所に軍隊だかなんだかよくわからない格好の殿方を大勢集めて、大山明堂してネズミ一匹とはよく言ったものでございますわ。
なんだとこの小娘。
そんなにこの小娘が恐ろしいんですの。連れて行くならこんな脅しをなさらなくてもどこへなりとも回りますわ。何も知らない、何も企みも裏表もない監督に乱暴なことをなさらないでくださいまし。
Sotoko spoke in a resolute voice. Her vigor must have distracted them because the men looked daunted and caught their breath, then lowered their guns and stood at the
連れ
ready.
て行け。
On Otonodi's signal, the men rushed over to the left and right of Sotoko. Without resisting, Sotoko slowly but powerfully stepped forward. Oh no. Don't go, Sotoko. Well, we don't really have any other choice. This is probably the best play. And let's not let Irie get killed over this. They'll kill you if you go, I'm certain of it. I mean, they're not gonna kill her. Unless they do the killer and, oh, we have Sotoko hostage, but she's really dead strat. I feel like they're gonna at least keep her alive for a little bit. To negotiate. Weren't you the one who said so? You said you were truly glad to be my friend. I feel the same way. I don't want you to die. So don't go. Don't die. You can't. If you're going to die, then right here I'll... Sotoko stomped her foot on the floor right in front of me. I couldn't help but gasp and barely suppress the sound, but I realized what she meant in an instant. Sotoko was telling me, don't come out.
どうした？
何でもありませんわ。足に力が入らなかったから気合を入れただけですの。
I want to jump out there. I want to rush out and say, take me in Sotoko's place. However, that would mean the end of everything. But if that's the case, then can I really abandon my best friend when she's standing right before my eyes?
さとこちゃん。
監督、今までありがとうございました。ニーニーたちのことよろしくお願いしますね。
私は
そのお気持ちだけで十分でございますわよ。仲間を守るためなら私は命だって惜しくはありませんから。
I don't know if you should say that out loud, because then they would know that Satoto knows more than she's letting on, but whatever. I understand. Words were directed not just at the coach, but also towards one other person in the room. Phoenix number 4. No, I can't do anything. If I reach my hand out, it'll reach her, but I have no choice but to shrink back here.
入江所長、詳細は後日にでも頼みます。おい、所長も別室にご案内しろや。
Okanori and the others left the room with Irie, and the only one left in the room was me. It was completely silent from the exam room. Blood came overflowing out of my mouth. Jesus. I squeezed my fist so tight that my nails dug into my palms, and the pain and blood slowly spread. Right there, I was filled with regret, sorrow, and shame, but I desperately concealed my voice and couldn't do anything but weep. It's rough. Some rough stuff. Now it's shifting to rescuing Satoto. They got good play by Takano. Gotta respect it. It's probably one of the best plays they could have done. Rena and I rushed over to the Sonozaki main house as soon as Mion gave us a call, and when I passed through the door I ran into Oishi, who was taking off his shoes in the foyer.
おやおや、お二人もここにお呼ばれで
We're
すか。
gathering forces.
大石さんもですか？
We lightly bowed and took off our shoes. Then Kasa came to greet us and led us down the hallway. The sound of the floor lightly squeaking underfoot only made me feel even more anxious.
こんな形で旧敵の本丸に入るとはね。長生きしてよかったのかどうなのか。
Oishi-san heartily muttered that to no one in particular. His words seemed to contain emotions beyond our comprehension, so I couldn't say anything. After arriving at the Great Hall, the three of us took a seat near the entrance. The town council members were all gathered around inside. Oh shit. Even the town council? And the acting family head, Mion, sat at the head of the table with her mother, Akane-san, beside her. Surprisingly enough, the official family head, Oryu, was not present.
これで全員ですね。では、
This is not what I thought was going to happen. Mion looked over at Rena and I as she said that, then straightened her countenance and looked around at everyone. It felt like everyone in the room caught their breath for a moment at the extremely tense atmosphere.
もう話は聞いてるね。診療所が襲われた。
Oh, yeah, they kind of just did this in public, huh? So even the Sonozaki family's gonna know.
入江の先生を含め分かっているだけで5名。奴らに監視されて
That's the risk, man.
閉じ込められているそうだ。
Because they got a whole fucking Yakuza squad. But, like, knowing about their stuff if they reveal themselves publicly like that. Akane-san's calm voice echoed throughout the quiet hall. Everyone kept their mouths shut, with eyes fixated on Akane-san in the head seat and Mion beside her. They were deliberately soaking in every single word and gesture.
沖宮の警官隊が周囲を取り囲んでいるそうだが、何しろ
Oh,
相手は
damn.
軍隊崩れだ。
But what's the play here? Wonder, like there was a good plan. I thought they were gonna, like, leave. I didn't think they were just gonna stay in the clinic. That kind of makes it a little weird.
人質の解放は そう簡単にはいかないだろう。下手に強行すれば犠牲も出る以上、現時点では睨み合いが精一杯ってところだ。
お恥ずかしい限りです。現場への急行にご手を踏んでしまいまして。
Oishi-san beside me scratched his head with a bitter smile on his face, but there was no smile in his eyes. He was suppressing his overflowing rage and his desires to run out of here and arrest the criminals immediately.
当主代行。
要点だけを言います。質問は受け付けますが、ことは急を要しますのでご留意を。
On Atane's prompting, Mion silently nodded and looked around the room, then spoke up in a strict tone.
犯人からの声明です。手始めに人質の一人である北条聡子の身柄は預かった。彼女を解放してほしくば、本日5時までに古出家当主の古出理香の身柄およびそちらで確保されている富武次郎の遺留物を速やかに古出神社へ持ってこいとのこと。
Well, funnily enough, they already have Rika, but they just don't know it. But the police have the belongings of
監
Tomataki.
禁中の入江所長を通じてこちらに連絡がありました。
リカちゃまを
富武さんの遺留物って何のことじゃね
え。なんたる無法な連中じゃ。
もし5時までの約束をたがえたらわざわざ説明の必要はありませんね。それから犯人グループは北条聡子の解放と同時に診療所の人質も解放するそうです。
こんなこと口だけの約束
True,
が
it's a little hard.
警官隊を突入させりゃいい。診療所の人間だけでも先に救い出さんね。
そうじゃそうじゃ。
That'd be a little more strategic than that. The elderly people near Mayor Kimiyoshi began cursing and shouting toward Mion and Akane-san. Akane-san calmly turned them out while turning towards Oishi near the entrance.
警察としてはどうだい？突入といっても相手は武装集団だ。こちらの思惑はおそらく想定の範囲内だろうし、準備も所轄の人員でなんとかなるとはちょっと思えないんだけどね。
全くおっしゃる通りです。機動隊の出動を県警に要請しなければ太刀打ちは難しいでしょう。
Which is hard because they still have sway, right? Until tomorrow.
ああ、それは三郎さんに任せておくれ。
But I guess so does the Sonozakis, especially in this province.
それは助かります。
Or prefecture, I should say.
できれば全員無事に命だけは守りたいところですがね。正直こればかりは出たとこ勝負になるでしょうな。
畜生、ここまで来て賭けになるのかよ。
Gamble on gamble on gamble. I slammed my fist into the tatami mat. We lost the initiative because we were being too cautious. We should have moved them to the Sonozaki main house immediately. I mean, it was definitely a gamble to just keep them in the fucking main enemy base like that. It sounded smart, but it was, like you said, it was really risky for some reason.
それを言っても今更だよ、ケイチ
I
君。
guess they would notice Satoko's drawn, so it's kind of hard. Brenda gently placed a hand on mine, and when I looked up, she was slowly shaking her head with a straight-lipped look on her face.
さとこちゃんを招く必要もあったから、それを今日この場でみんなにお願いするつもりだったんでしょ。
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to stick her in the underground bunker, man. She didn't need to stay in the main house.
だけど敵の動きがこんなに早いと予想できなかった。それはこっちのミス。怒る前にこれからのことを話し合うべきだよ。
ああ、そうだ。その通りだ。
Rena's words helped calm the intense emotions raging within me. Although Rena herself probably wasn't completely calm either, her hand was sweaty and slowly trembling as it touched mine.
それよりもここにしーちゃんがいないのは？
She's being held?
まだ釈放されていないってこと？
県警本部に引っ張られないよう 警察庁から手を回してもらったんですが、
Yeah, it's under their
それが
jurisdiction
あだになっ
now.
ちまいましたね。簡単に自由の身にしてあげられないゆえ、もし迂闊に釈放すれば、今度は県警本部が彼女を連れて行こうとあらゆる手を打ってくるでしょう。相当暴れられて難儀しましたが、今は鎮静剤でおとなしくしてもらって。
Jesus, I mean, I can see that. Hearing the current state of things, Shion would probably go a little cuckoo. That was easy to imagine, yeah, exactly. If Shion heard Satoto was abducted, she'd most surely think she needed to rush here at any cost. She must have had a huge brawl with the detective in charge of her interrogation.
でも大丈夫なんですか？大石さんがここに来ていたら、シオンは。
ああ、その点は抜かりなく。取調室に寝てもらって監視にクマちゃんをつけています。
I believe in Kuma.
あと資料とそのネガはここに持ってきましたが、そのコピーと現像したものは赤坂さんと鑑識のじじいが現在も解析中です。彼らは信用して問題ないでしょ
だったらその資料を今さら渡しても意味はないんじゃないかな。
It was just as Rena said. According to Oishi, the materials were already handed over to the Metropolitan Police Department, and the alleged mastermind behind the bulk of this plot at the Tokyo ordination has apparently already agreed to a plea deal. Even if they recover the data, it shouldn't change anything.
連中はきっと知らないんですよ。この資料
Yeah,
が公安
they
に
just
すでに
don't
渡ってい
know,
る。
so they're making plays.
そしてもう東京本部では手打ちが済んでいることもね。
混乱しているのは敵も同じか。
But that doesn't mean this is a favorable situation to be in. Additionally, if our enemies learn the truth, they'll start acting in desperation and do something serious. For now, let's pray they don't hear what's happening at public security.
おそらく診療所の人質の中に古出理香はいないと思われます。また連中もそのことに気づいていないでしょう。でなければ交換条件を出してくる。
Yeah, obviously. It's a given.
だがそれを連中に知らせるのは危険すぎる。私としては機動隊が到着次第診療所に突入して人質と古出理香の確保を進めるつもりです。
確保してその後どうするんだ。リカちゃまを神社までお連れしておめおめと引き渡せとでも言うのか。そんなことはいそうですかとうなずけるわけがなかろう。
What are you even talking about? Why would they ever do that?
現状だと犯人グループさ診療所に立てこもって警官隊と睨み合ってんじゃの。なんら夜さまって人数さ集めて隙を伺ってから突入した方がいい。請求にことを進めては成功する可能性も低くなってしま
I
う。
mean, kinda true. The elders sitting near Mayor Kimiyoshi and Makino-san nodded at their words. When I saw that, I stood up and
ちょっと
shouted.
待て。それだと佐藤が殺されちまう。佐藤を見殺しにしろっていうのかあんたたちは。
Okay, probably shouldn't just focus on Satoto and just say they'll kill all the hostages. I think that would work better in this environment because they're not really Satoto enjoyers here.
常識で考えろって言ってるんだよ、圭一君。こんな真っ昼間に強行して、もし失敗したらどうなるのさ。
Yeah, I mean, I agree with them. They definitely shouldn't just rush. They need to analyze and look for a good opening. Rushing seems dumb.
万一のことがあったら、すべてが終わりなんだよ。
Atane struck me with that declaration. When she confronted me with reality and pressed me for an answer, I struggled to find the words.
それに、理科城と交換だって相手は言うけど、それが守られる保証はないよ、そんなの。
True.
だったらたとえ理科城が神社に行っても里子城が助かる可能性は極めて低い。死体が2つになるだけじゃないか。
True.
それに古出家当主ってのはこの村じゃあんたたちが考えているよりも重要で不可欠な存在なんだ。一人分の命と簡単に引き換えられるもんじゃない。割の合わない勝負にどうしてこっちが乗ってやらなきゃいけないのさ。
だからみんなの力で救出作戦を立てれば。 その先にはそれだけの力があるんでしょ。
Yeah, I don't think the police and the Yakuza are gonna work together on a siege. That'd be really funny.
北条の家の人間にかい
What about the other hostages? I didn't focus on the other hostages, man. There's some normal Hinamizawans there,
こ
I
の
think.
南沢の裏切り者だ。
And we're in this can of worms.
子供とはいえ、そんな奴のためになんでうちらの可愛い兵隊を差し向けて危険なことをさせる義務があるっていうんだ。
そんなことさとこちゃんには関係ないでしょ。
Her cold manner of speaking was horrifying.
あかねちゃん、その言い方はきつすぎるよ。
Miyoshi cut in, apparently unable to keep silent while watching that. Then he slowly spoke as if to comfort me and Rena.
さっきも言っただろ。診療所の人質を救い出すためには相当の数で突入する必要がある。その状態でさとこちゃんを助けに行く人員を確保するとなれば、兵力も、それにこれは明らかに誘い出しだ。うかつに犯人の思惑に乗ってしまうと、結局茜さんの言うように被害が大きくなるだけじゃないか。
サトコを見殺しってことには変わりないじゃないか。
落ち着きなって言ってるだろ、圭一君。あんまりがなり立てるようならこの席から出て行ってもらうよ。
That terrifying glare made me lock up, unable to move. But I can't afford to back down now. I'll put all my strength into my quivering fists, then stared straight back at her.
サトコは俺たちの仲間です。
I get it, but what is Teichi proposing though? Like, I'm kind of confused. So we have like the full raid and have like a designated squad for Satoto to be saved? I feel like if we're just waiting for an opportunity to strike, it's the same result. I don't think Satoto's gonna die. Right? I think they're like talking about the same thing, just one wants to be like more cautious.
無論リカちゃんだってそうだ。あんたたちは勝手に優先順位をつけているかもしれないが、俺にとってはどっちも同じくらい大切なんだ。
I realize perfectly well that this situation is dangerous, and what I'm saying is something unreasonable. But if there's even the smallest chance, why wouldn't you do everything you can to pursue it? To stand together and oppose your enemies out as one, isn't that the Hinamizawa way?
もう一度言うよ。北条家の人間はひなみ沢に敵対したい
So they're not Hinamizawans.
そんな血筋の子のためにどうしてこっちが命を張らなきゃいけない。
Again, I like how we're just not talking about the other hostages.
それは過去の
And the
話だ
Yurei.
し、サトコには関係ない。あんたたちが勝手にサトコを敵とみなしてるだけだろう。あんな小さな子に冷たくして見捨てるような真似をして、それでもあんたたちは人間か。
圭一君落ち着いて。みーちゃんのお母さん、それじゃどうしてもさとこちゃんを助けに行く協力
Well,
を
she'll be
して
rescued
も
if
ら
they
えないんですよね。
successfully infiltrate the base and stop them. So I don't really get this whole conversation.
当然だろ。やるべきことの優先順位は決まっている。まずは診療所にいるフルデ家当主の救出。次に診療所
I
の
feel like it's
人々の
hard
救
just
出
to
だ。
rescue one person, right? Like if you're going in, you're probably gonna. It's either you win or you lose.
理科城のいる部屋の場所は分かっているんだね。
That does make it easier, though, I guess.
里子城の救出はその2つが完遂してからの検討だよ。
そんなのじゃ遅すぎます。
I don't think they're just gonna kill Satoto either. They'll probably like if their bats are against the wall, they'll just use her like as a shield or something. I don't know.
もういい。あんたじゃ話にならねえ。俺がバカだったよ。もう
But I
あんた
did
た
it
ちの力
now.
は借りねえ。俺たちだけで助け出してみせる。サトコもリカちゃんも。
I turned my back as I said that and was about to fly out of the room, but just then,
僕の救出は必
What
要
the
ない
heck?
のです。
she got out?
リカちゃん。
How? She just left. She just left. Easy. Everyone was shocked when they turned toward the entrance. There stood Rita-chan, who was supposedly stranded at the clinic. There's no one was in the room and she just climbed out the window and ran away. That'd be funny.
大丈夫なのかリカちゃん。
こんなに泥だらけでどうしてここに？
Ren and I were both completely astonished by her appearance, and instinctively rushed over to her. Rita-chan's dress was caked in mud up to her chest, and her hair was a mess, and her face looked pitch black. Jesus. She was wheezing, and her breathing looked painful. She must have run the whole way out here in an all-out sprint.
怪我はないのです。田んぼの中を横切ってきましたから汚れてしまったのです。稲をぐちゃぐちゃにしてしまってごめんなさいなのです。
I think you're good.
おお、リカちゃま。
think that's not a problem.
よくぞご無事で。よかった。リカちゃまだけでもお怪我がなければ。
The elders all surrounded Rita-chan at once and rejoiced at her safety. However, Rita-chan broke out of their circle and walked up to the head seated in front of Mion and Akane-san, leaving a trail of muddy footprints on the floor.
よくあの診療所から脱出できたもんだね。追ってはなかったのかい？
見つからずに済んだみたいなのです。山犬たちが部屋を出た一瞬、誰もいなくなったので、窓から外に出ることができたのですよ。
Saying more importantly, Rita-chan knelt down on the spot and bowed down.
お願いなのです。里子を助け出すために、その先の力を貸してくださいなのです。
And the others.
リカちゃん。
Don't worry, I will. I have the other hostages in my heart. But I mean, I guess this makes it easier now that they don't have the VIP to rescue. They can just assault and try to rescue everyone else.
里子は僕の目の前でさらわれました。隠れて見つからなかった僕を助けるために自分から山犬たちに捕まりました。里子がいたから僕は抜け出してここに来ることができたのです。
Even if they did just take her, I think she would still probably be able to get out.
里子があいつ。
他のみんなはまだ診療所の中なのです。どこかの別の部屋に閉じ込められてしまったと思います。一人だけ逃げてきてこんなことをお願いする資格はないと分かってい
I
ま
mean,
す。
there's literally nothing Rita can do by herself in there. The best play was to just run away.
でもどうかお願いなのです。里子を探して助けてあげてください。
リカちゃん。
Everyone was watching with bated breath. Then, the moment Mion motioned like she was going to say something, Akane-san leaned forward to stop her, then spoke up with an expressionless look on her face.
それは古出家当主としての発言なのかい？リカ嬢？
当主とかお社様とかそんなことは関係ないのです。
I mean, you could have just said yes, and they probably would have just did it.
里子は僕の仲間です。
But okay.
大切な友達なのです。だから助けたいとお願いするのは間違っていますか？
正しい姿だよ。人間だけど、あんたはそれだけじゃない。古出家当主であり、このひなみ沢を代表する守り神の化身だ。あんたのそれを分かった上でそう言ってるのかい？
それは。
Should have just said yes, it's an official decree, and they would have went.
あんたたちの気持ちは立派だ。友達を救いたいという優しい心は、学級会とかだったら先生に褒められていい点がもらえるだろう。だけど現実はそんなに甘くも優しくもない。あんたたちの思いに振り回されて命を閉じて、そして運が悪ければ命を落とすやつだっているんだ。一人のためにもし10人の死人が出たとしたら、あんたたちは その10人とその家族にどう落とし前をつけるつもりだい？
だからそう言うなら俺たちで。
ああ、いいさ。
I mean, again, why don't we just take it slow and plan carefully? I don't think they're in a rush to kill the hostages. Just look for an opening. At least until it's like almost the time limit.
せいぜい頑張って勝手に死ねばいい。でもね、結局同じだ。あんたたちは残された家族とか親しい連中のことなんて考えてもいないじゃないか。はっきり言ってね、あんたたちの思いは単なる自己満足だ。人でなしと思われたくない。仲間を見捨てた傷を背負いたくない。そんな自分しか見ていないような連中のためにどうしてこっちが命を張らなきゃいけない？
あかねちゃん。
私のことを冷たいやつだ。
Oh, you're kind of based. I get it. I get it. It definitely cannot be a rush job.
憎んでも殺したいと思ったってそれはあんたたちに任せるよ。でもね、私にはそれだけの
Mian
覚
hasn't
悟
said
がある
anything
んだ。
this whole time. Wonder what she's brewing anything up.
なんと思われても残された人間を守らなきゃいけないって思いせ、それはここにいる年寄り全員が同じ気持ちだよ。じゃああんたたちはそれに代わる、もしくは打ち破るだけの覚悟があるのかい？そんな気持ちもないくせに口先だけで綺麗ごと並べ立ててるんじゃないよ。青鬼さんだ。
We are children. That would work better for your adults than this. I immediately froze in place. My intense rage and strong feelings bordering on bloodlust instantly shattered in the wake of Akane-san's roar. Even Mayor Kimiyoshi, who had been trying to mediate earlier, was completely at a loss for words. Resolution, responsibility. I was so overwhelmed by her firm will, which I no longer considered cold-hearted, that I couldn't even maintain my posture. Ren and Rita-chan both seemed to be drowning in depression, their bodies trembling with the helplessness and regret. I want to save Satoko. I'm her friend and a human being, so it's perfectly natural to feel that way. But what about our duty and responsibility to the victims? And their friends and families? If you simply charge in running on heroic spirit, without strong resolution and the ability to take responsibility, then you really are acting on a selfish whim, just as Akane said. But then, do we have to abandon Satoko? Deep in my heart, I was screaming, that's not right. I told Rita-chan once before, Satoko is a precious friend and she's indispensable for my happiness. I'll never accept any happiness gained at her expense. In which case, what the hell can I do? Shit, why am I feeling so discouraged now?
母さん、
Oh, it's Mion's time.
いえ、
I knew she was brewing something up. As per usual, see Mion save this situation. Just then, Mion had been silently listening to our exchange without showing any emotion, but she finally opened her mouth.
園崎家当主代行として皆に提案します。山犬、そしてその首謀者高野美代と村あげて
Inamizawa vs. the doggies.
命をかけて。
みーちゃん。
話を聞いていたかい？相手は完全に待ち構えている。無駄に戦えば怪我人どころか死人だって出るんだ。それでも村人の命をかけろっていうのかい、当主代行園崎美音。
Yes, period.
はい。
Hey, see? I'm in sync with Mion.
それがひなみ沢だから。
Always, when someone does like that bid speech asking a question, just say yes. It always works. Mion stared straight back at Atenai-san with no fear of retaliation and continued.
一人に石を投げられたら二人で石を投げ返す。二人に石を投げられたら四人で石を。8人に棒で追われたら16人で追い返せ。そして1000人が敵ならば村すべてで立ち向かえ。一人が受けた屈辱は全員が受けたものと思え。一人の村人のために全員が結束せよ。
Unity, baby.
ダム反対運動が起こる前からこの村を支える信条だったと思います。
ミオンちゃん、それは。
人の命を救うのは死者と生者の引き算なのですか？一人の犠牲も仕方ないことだと割り切るのですか？敵は強大だ。まともにやり合ったら被害も無視できない。それなら逃げるのか、この現実から。今我々が議論すべきは戦うか生還かではなく、勝つために何をすればいいか。そのためのこの時間、そのための会合だ。敵を倒さず追い払わずして本当に平和が来るとあなたたちは思っているのか？
ミオン。
I could feel the inspiring power of Mion's words throughout my whole body. Yes, that's right. That's the root of the voice that's been crying out inside my heart. If you don't fight, then nothing will ever begin. Or nothing will even begin. Even though there's an enemy right in front of us intent of doing us harm, we're thinking about what we can do to escape. It's certainly true that I wasn't prepared. Strong duty and conviction are necessary to overcome defeat in this battle. But it doesn't mean all you have to do is blindly struggle against him. You have to understand that everyone else's fate is in your hands too, not just your own. Applying all of your wisdom, you need to have the convictions to fight. It was the same for Rena and Rika-chan. Everyone raised their heads all at once to display their passionate thoughts to everyone else around.
俺はここに引っ越してきてからミオンやシオンなんかにダム戦争の時の勇ましい話をたくさん聞かでもそれはダム戦争の時から始まった5年程度の付け焼き場の団結じゃない。戦争が終わってからの辛い時代を乗り越えるために育まれた40年以上にもわたる熱い伝統なんです。だから俺はその時代から団結を育んできた人たちがすげえと思うし尊敬できると思う。そんな男たちが戦ったから今のひなみ沢がある。そしてそんなひなみ沢に住めることを誇りにしたい。
その通りだ。
There we go. We're rousing the opposition.
私たちの敵は狡猾で卑怯な奴らなんです。さとこちゃんだけじゃなく今度は別の命を引き換えに出してきてもおかしくない。そんな奴らを野放しにしちゃもっとたくさんの人が犠牲になってしまう。僕の命を狙う奴らは村を巻き込んだ巨大な陰謀を企んでいます。敵は確かに強力です。だけど無敵じゃない。こちらには鉄さえ貫く固い団結力とそして奴ら以上に強い信念がある。もう一度国家権力と戦ったかつての死守同盟の力を見せてほしいのです。
わしらを。
Little by little, I began to hear the elders voicing their agreement. In response to that, Mion turned her body toward Atene-san and looked straight at her.
母さん、いえ、園崎茜、園崎家当主として命じます。ひなみ沢の一員北条聡子の救出に力を貸しなさい。あなたとあなたの部下とその家族の命、私兵隊を繰り出して北条聡子と古出理香の身の保全を図るように。
Actually, that police and Yakuza working together? That'd be hilarious.
一丁前みたいな口を聞くな、この小娘が。
Atane-san vigorously rose to her feet and grabbed the katana sitting on the floor beside her, then loosed the sword from its sheath in a single continuous motion and keenly swung it down toward Mion's neck. What that? Oh hey! I feel like I've seen this in an opening, like a long time ago. CG. That moment. Almost everyone was frozen in shock and left trembling. They may have even stopped breathing. And in that moment, the tip of the sword stopped right before the base of Mion's neck, and Akane-san arrogantly looked down the blade at Mion. Mion hardened her body and slightly arched her back, but her eyes didn't waver at all. They continued intently glaring back like the sharp blade of her own.
いいかい、当主代行。あんたが気安く言った命を預かるってのはね、引き換えに自分の命を張って今ここでその首を切り落とされても構わないってことと同義なのさ。いつもお両馬場の陰に隠れてこそこそやってたあんたにそんなことを言える覚悟があるとでも言うのかい。
Akane-san's sharp voice felt like it was squeezing at my heart. Even from all the way over here, my whole body froze and began to shiver. My field of vision absent-mindedly narrowed. I couldn't imagine how Mion must feel, sitting right next to the blade. Nevertheless, with her mother's demonic visage reflected in her resolute, wide-open eyes, Mion continued her declaration.
覚悟はある。あります。
こんな時だけ口で言って誰が信じるか。誰かに責任を肩代わりしてもらってただ与えられた椅子に座ることが次期当主の役目だと漫然と受け止めていただけのお前が命を張る痛みと苦しさを理解できるとでも言うのか。
ならばしっかりその目で見ろ。次期当主園崎ミオンの覚悟をな。
Mion squeezed the katana and held it to her throat, even though fresh blood began spilling out as the blade dug into her hands. Then she took a deep, vigorous breath and forcefully pulled the blade down.
やめろ。
Dies. Blood splattered out. Several vermilion puddles formed on the floor, dyeing the tatami in deep red. Mion grabbed the blade of the sword and pulled it down on herself. But Akane-san grabbed the blade with her other hand and stopped it, leaving only a slight cut on Mion's throat. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, Jesus. She wasn't actually trying to chop your head off, Mion. It was kind of metal. But as per usual, common Mion dub. As someone who invested in Mion, not from the beginning, from watching Higurashi, my stocks have gone through the moon. Atane grimaced in pain as she too grabbed the blade with her bare hand. Beads of sweat trickled down her forehead, but she still forced a smile. Mion stared stunned for a while, but the moment she realized it wasn't just her own blood flowing down the blade, she released her grip on the sword. Almost died. I mean, she had to. Mion was about to kill herself. It's just nice to see Makino here. I remember the name, but it's the dude from Himetsubushi that was on the tour. Yeah, we got no medics here anymore. Atane-san shook her bloody hand as if to mock the panicking elders. My consciousness felt like it was slowly fading away every time a drop of blood fell to the floor. But when I realized that Mion's left hand was bleeding just as heavily, I ran up to her. Mion playfully smiled, but the wounds of grabbing a sword with her bare hands were firmly carved into her fingers and her palm, staining them deep red with blood. Rena quickly rushed out of the room and then brought in a first aid kit and a bucket of water. She pulled out some disinfectant and cotton gauze in a smooth, well-practiced gesture. Then she tightly tied a towel around Mion's wrist, rinsed the blood away with some water, and tightly taped some disinfectant-soaked gauze around the wound.
みーちゃん、手出してほら。リカちゃんはこれをすりつぶして。了解なのです。しみるしみる。レナ、もう少し優しく。できるわけないよ。こんな無茶して本当ならお仕置きするところなんだから。
Rena sniffled with tears in her eyes as she replaced the piece of cotton that had been dyed red in a flash. Then Rita-chan handed her the leaves she ground up, probably some kind of water pennywort, to stop bleeding. Then Rena rubbed them into the wound. Jesus, Mion couldn't help but cry out, but Rena paid it no heed and continued. Atanai-san was receiving similar treatment from the elders. That was a pretty Saito, but I like it.
話の流れでつい
物の弾みで人情沙汰なのか、お前の話し合いは。
My emotions suddenly flared up and I raised my voice. Mion could have been seriously hurt if Akane-san hadn't held back. No matter how much she says she's prepared, she's still a tactless moron quick to do something dangerous.
ごめん、ケイちゃん。レナもリカちゃんも。私ってほら、バカだから。
まったくだ。なんでこんな無茶を。
ごめんね、ケイちゃん。私はね、あんたを信じるって決めたんだ。
Mion looked straight at me and bitterly smiled with a remorseful look on her face.
この先何があっても、あんたを信じるって決めたんだ。だから、信じてもらいたかった。私のこの思い、命を張った思いをちゃんと汲んで、大切にして、そして、私の大切なものを守るために命を投げ出して戦ってくれる人だってみんなにね。
ミオ、お前。
サトコを助け出そうよ。私とケイちゃん、レナとリカちゃん、4人でかかればきっとなんとかなる。今警察で戦ってくれているシオンを入れたら5人か。
Sure.
だって私たちは世界最強の部活メンバーなんだからさ。
Mion's words moved me to tears, and we all decided right here we were fully prepared. Right, of course. Mion, I swear I'll make the most of that feeling. I'll definitely live up to your expectations. Who cares about the mountain gods or Takano or Tokyo? We'll let everyone know there's nobody in the solar system or even the galaxy who can defeat us.
そうだよ、ケイチ君。レナもこうなったら絶対に容赦しない。サトコちゃんを人質にしなきゃまともに戦えないような相手なんか。
It was a good play by them. There's no shame in taking a hostage.
全員
It's
まとめて
tactical.
お仕置きして自分たちがしでかした過ちを死んだ後も後悔させてやる。
Jeez.
そうでしょ、リカちゃん。
Meep?
そう、
No
そう
meep.
です。そうなの。勝敗は時の常なんて言葉は嘘っぱち。勝ちたいと思う気持ち、大事なものを守りたいと思う意志の強さと覚悟が運命を切り開く。だから絶対に今度こそ勝ってみせるのです。どうせ最後だからなんて捨て鉢になってはダメなのです。僕たちの時間、そして幸せは僕たち自身の力と意志で掴み取ってみせるのですよ。
Right there.
ちょっと誰があんたたちだけなんて言ったんだい？
As the four of us stood united, a voice called out to us like a spear stabbing into us from the side. Looking back, Akane-san and the elders all around her were sitting with fearless looks on their face, and the shining light of a strong will and determination in their eyes.
我々も戦うぞ。その時の闘志や。南沢の力と団結の恐ろしさ、目に物見せてやろわい。
北条がどうとか関係あるか。わしらの村に住む者に悪さを働く奴は全て敵じゃ。
わしらの命、あんたらに託す。全員で立ち向かってやろうぞ。
The elders were getting fired up and cheering us on. Akane-san raised her bandage-wrapped hand to interject, then grinned back at us. Bid, it's Mr. Lanky himself. He's here. Oh shit. Yakuza. That crazy.
相手は武装集団だ。組の一心かけて村の誰彼にも指一本触れさせるな。一世一代の鉄火場、よそ者の軍隊もどきなんか塵も残さないくらいに叩き潰してやろう。
承知。
The air was shattered as everyone let out a roar all at once. It was enough force to reach the heavens.
皆さん
I don't know if this is legal.
私が誰かひょっとして忘れてるんじゃないでしょうね。こんな討ち入りの決起会、私に黙って見過ごせって言うんですか。
心配いらないよ。何人かは検挙されてあげるからさ。なんだったら私が全員を焚きつけたって無所に言ってやっても構わないよ。
But don't actually do that.
冗談はやめてください。こんな一触即発の人間ニトログリセリン、どこの牢獄だって願い下げですよ。
Oishi-san's belly shook as he let out a joyful laugh. Then he stood up and walked toward the hallway. He slapped both his cheeks to psych himself up, then turned back this way.
警察としてはとにかく診療所の人質解放に全力を尽くします。あとは富武氏の残した資料の分析ですね。終わったらそっちにもできる限りの人間を集めてみせますよ。
So we're just fine with this combination, huh?
その分くらい補填してやるからさ。
またまた冗談を。暴力団から金を受け取るようになったら日本の警察はおしまいですよ。な。
Then Oishi-san headed toward the entrance. We all silently looked at one another and nodded. Satoko, wait for us. We'll save you. I promise.
これでよかったのかい。
He was just chilling in the side room. Didn't want the drama.
ミオもバカじゃねえ。せっかくわしが出ちゃ修羅場になるもって遠慮してやっちゃのにな。
あの子の気迫を見てたら思わず血がたぎってきちゃってね。ああ、母さんは出なくて正解だよ。その腕じゃ寸止めだってもう無理でしょうに。
バカも。こう見えても次元流霧神持ちじゃ。若いもんにはまだまだ引きを取らうわ。お前よりもド派手な盾を見せてやるところじゃわ。
次元流って二の太刀いらずの上段から刀を地面に叩きつけるあれでしょ。
I actually have heard of this, I think. I forgot where though. I think there's this manga I'm reading where it's like all these like famous Japanese historical figures fighting in a tournament. And someone uses that style.
寸止めにならないじゃないか。空竹割と間違えてないかい？
Ooh. It's the old age.
ようやく肩の荷が下りたね。
She's old, man. She can make mistakes.
そうじゃね。わしが死ぬまであの子は救われんかと思うとったが、ミオンもずいぶん辛抱がしっかりしてきよったの。
やっぱり好きな男ができると女が変わるんだよ。
The Mia Netsukichi agenda continues to move forward.
私の時もそうだったからね。
わしゃまだあの
been a while,
男を
though,
認めたわ
since
け
she
じゃ
married
ない
the
ぜ。
dude. In another room of Sonozaki House, after all of us had enthusiastically exited, we of course had no idea they were having such an exchange. Anyways, this is the chapter. I'm excited. Don't get your hopes up, but the next couple episodes are probably gonna be hour bangers, or I don't know, chapter accurate. We've been having some shorter Higurashi episodes, but we're rearing to the end, so it's pretty exciting. But yeah, whole new hostage situation, siege coming soon. Looks like we might not even have to fight in the Trap Mountain since they took the initiative. Now they're playing defensive, and we're trying to get Satoko back. It's like the roles have reversed a bit. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching as always, and next time, maybe we'll get the siege going. We'll have to see. Thanks for watching, later.